Hi, welcome back to ODE YouTube channel, and today we are back for another Friday night pen thoughts. And this episode of this is number 27. I need to keep my hand here so it keeps the focus going until there are more stuff written on the paper. And today it is Lisboa, 9 de junho de 2023. And so here we are. First of all, let me say that I'm very happy to be here again. I'm really trying now to keep the channel going with 2 or 3 videos a week, and this Friday Night Pen Thoughts is a kind of video that I really enjoy, and I wanted to do it again. I was talking about 9 of June, and when I published the video, it is not actually 9, sorry, I need to put the pen here to make the focus. When I publish the video, it will no longer be 9th of June, it will be 10th, and the 10th of June is Portugal's National Day. So I'm just saying that because it is a holiday, and you may hear some noise coming from outside. It happens because there may be parties. This is just kind of a cultural thing. Why? Is there a Portugal's Day real big festival? No, there isn't. But the 10th will be a holiday. Today is the night, it's Friday night, so everyone is going out, mostly because there is also the season of Santos Populares, which means like the popular saints. And here in Lisbon we have as a popular saint Saint Anthony, and his day is the 13th of June, which is also an holiday. So the night of 12 to 13 usually is crazy, but I guess this year, because Portugal's Day is very close, it will be crazy from today to tomorrow, Saturday to Sunday, and then the 12th to the 13th of June. I think will be big parties, lots of noise. Maybe the microphone will not get it, I'm not sure. Let's see, I can't control that. It would be nice if I could show you a little bit of the craziness outside. Maybe I could make a small footage one of these days and then share it on the channel so you can see what's going on with people sitting or going around in streets, drinking beer, sangria, eating sardines on bread and that kind of stuff. Okay, this was just a little cultural thing. I was saying that I'm very happy to be here, and yes, I read your comment, Sajad Hussein, and this pen is still here and happy. The other ones are too, but this one will come out later in this video, so I didn't forget that. I hope these kind of videos will be more frequent. I wish at least 1 week we have a Friday night pen thought and the other week we don't, but I will not promise anything because I now understand that everything in our life is out of control, and now the music is getting louder outside. Okay, so let's start. Pens for today, which is the first topic that I usually talk about on this show. It is the pens for today, and we have the Kaweco AL Sport Tulip Fields with a fine steel nib in black. The pen is aluminium, but it is yellow, so it's very nice. It's not gold, it's yellow. And it was sent to me. It is you can see there, it was an exclusive for the Dutch pen show, and it is only sold on Dutch pen stores like Ackerman, Fontoplumo, Appelboom, and this was sent to me by Ackerman Amsterdam, and I thank you a lot for it. I showed you the pen this week, so it's very recent in my hand, and I decided to ink it with, sorry about the focus, please, sorry. It is inked with Kaweco Sunset Orange, which is a nice, oh, why is this? Okay, I'll leave the pen here. So it is a very nice orange that I like. It's not my favorite orange, but it's a nice one. I will leave the pen here by now, but I need to take it away. Be patient with me, please, today. The next pen that I'm showing you today is this one. This is also very recent to my collection, and this is a Grail pen. This was a Grail pen for me for many years, but I'll talk a bit about it later. And let me write the name of it. This one is the Waterman Edson in emerald green with a medium gold nib. It is a very interesting nib, and inside it has, the focus is killing me, inside it has Graf von Faber-Castell olive green, which is one of those greens from that family of greens that I like. And my, let's say this way, my favorite blackish green is the Mont Blanc Racing Green, which no longer exists, but I still have a stock of it, and I'm trying several other colors from the same very dark green, which are olive greens and such colors, and I'm quite happy with my investigation. I think no ink will ever replace that exact perfectness of the Mont Blanc, but there are many other inks that come very close to what I actually am looking for, so that's not a problem to me. Now, the next topic I usually talk about is new pens. Okay, I will only talk about these two. This one, the Kaweco and the Waterman. And why? Because I received lots of pens since last Friday night pen thoughts that you can see. It was in 14th October, 14 de outubro of 2022. So long time ago. I will just talk about these. So we have this one. This is a special limited edition for the Dutch pen show, Kaweco AL Sport, limited to 500 pieces only, with black trim and blind engraving. In one side it says Dutch pen show, the other side it says Kaweco AL Sport Germany, and the other one is this. This is a pen that I will make a video about it soon, but This is a pen that I really wanted. I've seen this pen for more than 10 years in a store just outside Lisbon, in a shopping center, in one of those older shopping centers, maybe from the 1970s. It has a very large, like, stationery bookstore, and they had several interesting pens back then. They had the Edson in green, they had the Edson in blue, they had two Parker Duffels, many Waterman Carène, but I always had the green one under my sight. And finally, when I gathered all the money I wanted to buy this pen, keeping it aside, maybe more than 10 years later, I went there. I didn't know if it was still there. The blue was gone, the Parker Duffels were gone, but this one was still there. The box is not in very perfect condition. They changed it. It's not the box that they gave me. It's not the box from the green one. It was from the blue. Okay, that doesn't matter. I have the pen. It's new old stock. I really like it. I think this is very beautiful. It takes lots of fingerprints and stuff. It is a beautiful, it looks like in bad condition, but it's not. There are some residues of a sticker that was around here, and I have to say, I didn't even clean it. I just started using it, and you can see all the package was confused because the pen is green, but the converter was for the blue one. But that's not really the problem. I'm very happy for having this very special pen. I think this may be a grail pen for many pen users, and it writes well. I think it's a good one. I'll make a review. It's not completely perfect regarding the nib, but that's not the talk for today. It will be for the review, but all in all, I'm very happy with the pen. Just to show you some comparisons, because I like to do that, you have here the Dutch Pen Show AL Sport Tulip Field, the Kaweco Bunt Sport Yellow, the Kaweco Sunrise from Fonto Plumo, and the Kaweco Tokyo Bike. So you can see all are yellows. This one is very difficult to compare with the other ones because it is yellow over a metal base, so it's always different in the shine it has. So it is the comparison between these ones. And about the Edson, the Waterman Edson, I just wanted to show you, this is a big pen. It's really a big pen. I cannot show it like this because it won't fit. It's very big. I want to show it next to some other pens with some other big nibs, and I will show it. You have the Waterman Edson, the Montblanc 149, the Sheaffer Leagacy, and the Pilot. Why? Focus. Why can't you focus pens? Why not? What is there so difficult to? Okay, so you can see these are all different sized pens, but I just wanted to show you the nibs, because the nib in this one, the nib is just that part there, but then it continues with this piece that's not really part of the nib, it's like a complementary part that goes all through the section. I think it's very beautiful. We have the Montblanc 149 with its very big number 9 nib. We have the Sheaffer Leagacy, which I think it has a nib that can be compared in kind of design with a Waterman, but you can see it's much shorter. And I have here the Pilot Silver, which has a big nib but in a different inlaid style. So these are three very interesting pens. Let me just keep one of those to keep the other ones to roll off the table, because then it would be a real disaster. Okay, so the new pens are these. I'm not going to talk much more about them. You've seen the comparison and I'm talking about those. Why? Then, next topic I have here written down is future videos. And what can I say about future videos is very hard to promise anything. So what did I do just before I published the unboxing of this pen, and I published the video with pens from February. So I'm thinking about making the pens from March. I know a long time has passed, but for my organization that's important, and I think some of you like to see pens, just like that kind of pen porn, just to see. So I will publish them anyway, because I think they are good for my organization and maybe it will be fun for you. Pens for March, April and May. I hope to make all these during the month of June, so I'll try to catch up things. If I can't, I will not kill myself because of that. I'm very tired. Then I will try to make 1 or 2 reviews, and I'm sure there will be some unboxing videos also. Okay, so this is what I will try to do without making promises. And what is going on in my life related with pens mostly? What is going on? So first, a lot. There's a lot going on. I'm trying to organize my life. As you know, I talked about it last year. I had to move to a new house, very small one. I'm still trying to adapt to this kind of a new life. And I have to say that there are things that we can deal with them in the moment, and sometime after they are a little harder for us to process. And maybe I'm still on that phase of being hard, of having some difficulties to process everything, so I'm working on it. So I'm organizing my life, and organizing my life, it means I have lots of stuff to do in my home, mostly organizing, still trying to figure out where I'll put some more storage places and so on. So not really pen related. I also have my work life, so I'm trying to keep it going, and it has lots of work for me. I am trying to put this channel going again, so let's call it reviving the ODE channel, because I think this is an important part of me, and it's not because it keeps me busy. I have lots of stuff. I don't want to be busy all the time, but it's good for me. So I want to keep reviving this channel. I'm also reviving my photography blog. I know nowadays no one makes a blog anymore, but I have an Instagram page with my photo work and stuff, and I really want to write some stuff about photography. I had an old blog. I will revive it, and maybe someday I'll go to a real website. But now I just want to start moving stuff, just start working to have stuff done. And another thing that is related, not with the pens themselves, but I need pens for it because I do it that way. I'm trying to write a play. Okay, and why am I trying to write a play? I'm not sure. I know that I love theater. I always did, not always, but since I was 18 or 19 years old, I started going to the theater, and I really love it. And so it is an objective of mine to write a play. But writing a play, what will I do with it? I'm not sure. I just made a schedule for myself. I wanted to have it done until the end of July, so I'll have 1 month and something, and I'm miserably failing all the stuff because I wanted to have it done, the first draft complete, to the middle of May. And if it has to be divided in maybe a 3-act structure, I'm just going to the 3rd act, and it should be done, the first draft, but it isn't, and that's what it is. But I'm still trying. It's something that I want to prove myself that I'll be able to do it. Will it go somewhere? I'm not sure. I don't think so. I don't have really access to any production, any theater groups, but I want to have this done. It's kind of a personal goal. It's like the first time I wanted to, many years ago, I wanted to run a 10 kilometer, how do I say? To run 10 kilometers in not a real competition, but in a city run. And I wanted to do that, and it was really a big achievement for me to do it. It is the same thing. This is my 10 kilometers, to be able to write a play. Will it be good? I'm not sure. I doubt it, but that's something that I'm trying to do. And I'm talking to you about it because I'm using pens for that, and maybe this could be a topic, talking about the pens that I use to write it. So here it is. I can show you the title. I don't think it will make any difference because it doesn't make sense and will not tell anything about the play. And so here it is. I'm writing this on this Portuguese paper. These are refills from this Portuguese brand. Not sure if it will focus because today nothing gets on focus. This is Amba, a Portuguese brand, and these are really refills. These are notepads. These are pads, refills that you just rip the page off and then you put on your dossier with the things to go there. I don't know the name of all the stuff in English, but these are refills. I found a store in Lisbon downtown that still sells these. Amber still sells this squared paper, but it's different paper now. It is heavier, it is better in a way, but I decided I wanted to write in this somehow lighter paper. It's thinner and I like it. It's not perfect for pens, but you can see it does pretty good job. No big, you have some see-through, but not much of a bleed-through, only in some places and depending on the pen that I'm using. Now, I was saying that I was talking about this. I want to talk about this because I wanted to show you the pens that I am using. So for this, I'm using several pens, and specifically for this writing, and it's just a thing that I wanted to do, and it makes sense to me. So my play has two main characters, which are called André and Madalena. So Andrew and Madeline, if you want it in English. These are the two main characters, and this is like a little drama in their marriage. And I'm using several pens to write this. So, first pen that I'm using for numbering the pages is this little pen, the Enso Minimalist Copper, which is a pen that I really like. Black nib, very simple pen, cartridge fill. This is quite heavy because it's copper. It goes very well on the pocket. I really enjoy it, and this is a pen that I take with me when I go writing. I don't write much at home nowadays. I don't know why, but that's the thing. And I'm using this pen with Visconti green at first, and then when I run out of my Visconti green cartridges, I fill this up with Parker Quink green, and maybe here you can see the shade is a little different, but not much. It's quite similar. Now I'm using Parker Quink green inside this just for numbering the pages. Then for the character names, the André and Madalena, I'm using this pen, which is really nice. This is a Jinhao X159 in orange. This is really a great pen. I like it a lot. It writes really well, and inside it has the Diamine Pumpkin. Diamine Pumpkin, it's a very nice, rich orange, much more saturated than the Kaweco Sunset Orange, as you can see. And I'm using up, and I'm really ending up sample that I was given with this ink. When I'm over with this orange, this will be refilled with the next sample of orange ink, and I'm going through my ink samples right now because it's easier. Because I need to organize my space, I have a closet that is quite high, and I have all my inks there, so that I will not go there every day to bring inks down, but sometimes I go there and I fill some ink vials, ink sample vials, and I keep the ink sample vials in one of those racks in my desk, and I will refill them sometimes, and I will empty them, and when they are empty I will start a new one, and so on. So just to have it in a more friendly and easier way to access. So character names are written with a Jinhao X159 in Diamine Pumpkin. Then we have their speeches, the phrases of the dialogues of each of the characters, and the dialogues are written with one of two pens. I have two main ways of writing. Or I go to a very nice place outdoor with very beautiful sight over the city, but it is outdoor with cobblestone floor and lots of tourists going around, sometimes windy and so on, and I don't want to ruin any perfect pen. So when I go there, when I write there, this is written with the Jinhao. the same Jinhao as that one. This one is in avocado green, and it writes in this color, which is the Robert Oster crocodile green. However, this ink and this pen have flow problems between themselves. While diamine inks work well with these pens, the Robert Oster doesn't do it that well on this pen. I'm not saying the problem is the pen, the problem is the ink. Sometimes the problem is just the two of them and their relation with the paper. So that's it. And also maybe it dries a little bit faster because I spend some time like this, just thinking and then writing, and the place when I'm right outdoors, it's very windy, it dries on the nib, so you can see it's written, but it's not always a very easy thing to do. The other times that I'm writing, it's at home or at a small bar here, near here, Brazilian bar, where I go to. Sometimes they have some live quiet music. They have a singer that I really love to hear, so sometimes I get inspired and go there. Because it's a bar, it's quieter, it's more protected. When I go there, instead of the Jinhao, I take the Waterman Edson with the olive green from Graf von Faber-Castell. The same happens with the notations. In Portuguese, these are called didascalias. I'm not sure how you say it in English, but it's those stage ideas, those stage instructions for the authors, for the actors, what they should do or what should happen on stage, which are not dialogues. And this is written with one of two pens. When I go outside again to the windy spot, I'll take this Kaweco original, the 250, the one with number 6 nib. I really like it, and write with it with the basic Kaweco Royal Blue, and it's nice, it works perfectly. When I'm writing at home or at that little cozy bar, I write with the beautiful, the magnificent, the perfect, although very, 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 very expensive. And sometimes I think when people see me writing with this one and this one at the same time, people may say, oh, too Chinese. He has or two very expensive Japanese pens or two very inexpensive Chinese pens, and it's not the case. And I use this one also for the blue part, which I use with the Sailor. The ink is Sailor Naoshima. Now I cannot say which ones are written with which, and I don't know if that's really important. I think these ones are written with Kaweco. Sometimes I make a little more pressure and I can see the other ones. Okay, here you can see these ones are written with the Sailor King of Pen, and the ink is Sailor Naoshima Kon. This is an exclusive ink for the store Ink Traveler where I bought this pen. So this was just a little detour to talk about what I've been doing. I'm working on my play, and these are the pens that I've been using to write my play consistently. So they will be in use at least until the end of it, unless I try to change some other. Maybe I'll change one of the pens but put the same kind of ink. It's not mandatory to be the same exact color, the same exact ink, but the same color family, just to have that done. When I have the first draft done, I will type everything into the computer. Maybe I'll print it, and then I think I will have to find it's easy to find, but I think I then have to find a nice turquoise to start editing it. So I will go for the Sheaffer script turquoise, and I'll need to choose maybe two pens when I'm outside and when I am inside. Maybe one of the pens will be this, the Sheaffer Leagacy with the Sheaffer blue, but I still have to think about it, and maybe a Kaweco Sport when I'm outside with the blue, with the same ink maybe. Okay, but I'm just rambling, talking about what I will do. That is my main goal. I will fail the goal of having it ready until the 21st July. I'm quite sad about it, but let's see. When I reach 21st, when I reach the end of July, I will try to schedule a new goal, and I will try to work from there. I really just want to get it done, just because I want it. It's kind of a dream of mine, and I want to fulfill it. Okay, now let's talk about something that I mentioned someday, that it would be difficult to keep going here on the channel because sometime I will run out of what? Unusual pen of the day. And which pen will that be? It could be this one. This is not quite that usual because it's very expensive and no longer made. But it's not. It's an even different pen. It's a Portuguese pen. It is a Molin that you may know from the disposable ballpoints. Molin V, you saw a skip. These pens sometimes do this. That's why I was saying this is not a perfect pen, but it's quite good. VP8S. So this is the model I want to talk about. And let's go and take a look at it. This pen I got from a friend that likes pens here in Portugal also. He went to a fair, to a street fair, and he found it, he bought it, and he asked me for an exchange. So I exchanged some pens that I had in my collection that I could spare. I changed, I think it was a pen and a pencil for this pen. And this is a Portuguese pen, and I'm very, very happy to have it. And why? Why is this special? Because it's Portuguese, and not only that. Please don't fail the focus on me now, because this is really important. So the pen is this, Molin, and it's written here, a marca de precisão, which means the brand which is precise. You see here Molin VP8S. Molin again, the golden box. Oops. You have instructions here with Molin, fábrica de material de precisão para desenho, fabrica canetas modernas de qualidade internacional. And this is an interesting quote. This means we make modern pens with international quality. Modern pens with international qualities. And then it tells us how to use the pen, to fill the cares with pens, and so on. Doesn't matter really. It's written here, it explains how it is made, the V-nib, and so on. Okay, so what do we have to keep on our minds here? The two phrases that I told you. Please don't forget about it, because I come to them again. Modern pens with international quality, and an explanation of the V special nib. This has the V nib, a special nib. V nib. Remember this. Okay, So the pen, and I'm not sure if Wasky Squirrel will be watching this video, but if he is, I think he got it by now. You see the pen. It is a black slim pen, as he likes to say he likes his pens, with a metal cap, plastic barrel. It has a screw cap. I prefer not screw caps, but doesn't matter. This one has, prefer not screw caps in this kind of pens. Let me be clear about it. It has an ending just plain with the black ring around, simple clip. It has a kind of a cap band, just a polished one with nothing written there. It says Molin VP 8S. Then it has a window, clear window, to see if there is a cartridge inside. The second cartridge, because it takes two cartridges. Like that, back to back. So if it is a full cartridge, you'll see. If there is no cartridge, you'll see through the window. So it's like this, very simple. And you have this section with that kind of V-nib which is inserted. It's a semi-hooded nib on that section. And this is the pen. This is a pen from the 70s, maybe made until the 80s, and this was a kind of pen that was, this was a design that was quite common. I can show you some other examples of this design. From the same date or from the same time frame, we could find some other pens. This is a Portuguese one. We have a Spanish one. Is it Spanish? Yes, this is the Inoxcrom 55, which is also the same kind of concept. Semi-hooded nib and slim pen. These pens usually post very well and deeply. This one, the Molin, not so much, but quite good. I also have here some other. So this is Portugal, Spain. What I have more here? Oh, where is this one from? I can't read it. Okay, from UK. We have this one. This is the Parker 45, one of the many colors. The same kind of concept, semi-hooded nib, cartridge filler, posts deeply. You can really see they are from the same kind of family. I would call it the Parker 45 family, but it's not quite fair because there is a pen that came before, the Aurora Duo Card, but the Aurora Duo Card came before the Parker 45, but the first one was not exactly the same kind of concept. So I'm bringing a modern one. This is not from the same time, this is a modern one. I really love this pen, but you can see the kind of concept is the same. Semi-hooded pen, posts very deeply, so the same kind of family. These are all from the 80s or 70s. This is from the 2020. And we also have another from Germany, from the same kind, the Montblanc Carrera, which has a very strange clip because it's related with cars, and a different kind of nib, but it comes into the same kind of category. Not sorry about my pronunciation. So it's like this. So many pens were made, and now wait, there is another one that I have here. This one and this pen. Let me take all these out of the way. This pen is a very interesting pen. I'm not sure if you see why, but it's very interesting. Look at them. Do you see any similarities? let's see, which pen is this? This is a, this way, this is a Kaweco. And the model name of this Kaweco is it is a VP, I'm not sure if this is on focus, it is VP8S with a PF nib. I'm not sure what the P means, I think it's a firm nib and it is a fine. This one has on the end, this is an extra fine. So it's interesting, isn't it? So let's take a look. The nib, the clip is the same, the cap is the same. The end part in the Kaweco, you have this Kaweco logo. Here you just have a blank thing. This one is blue, the other one is black. I don't think that's the real big difference. When you look at the cap lip, that one says Kaweco and this one says nothing. When you look at the barrel, focus the barrel, one says Molin and the placement, I'm sorry, I'm so sorry about the focusing trouble today. Okay. The Molin says Molin VP8S there and Kaweco says the same thing in another place with a different font, but it is similar. And when we uncap the pen, and let's try to forget that the Kaweco nib is damaged, it's broken, the tip is broken, but oops, this was falling, the cap. You can see that the nibs are the same, but this one has the tip broken. You don't see it very well, but it's not usable, but they are the same. Same feed, same section, same almost everything. So for some time I suspected, because I've seen examples, I've seen photos, there are some on my Objeto de Escrita blog, some information about Molin pens that a viewer made those articles for me, those posts, and Molin pens, some have a Kaweco style. They are very obvious, and so that's why this friend that found the pen for him, he asked me if I wanted it for those many reasons, and yes, I want it, because I thought, okay, this is a Kaweco. I just want to know how this was made, and I had two main ideas. In my idea, Molin made many drawing materials here in Portugal, but in my opinion they never made fountain pens. So my idea was, did they commissioned from Kaweco specially branded Molin pens for Molin, or this pen was not made by Kaweco, this pen was not made by Kaweco, they were made by a third producer and they were sold for some brands like Molin and Kaweco, and they just kept the same name and each one made their own branding. That was my big question. So let's go back to this. It was obvious when we talk about the V-nib, which is a very special thing of Kaweco. So V-nib, it mentions Kaweco clearly. So I thought maybe it was Kaweco making them. But then, in the same leaflet, I was starting to discard the idea of a third producer. So Kaweco must be doing the V-nibs, because I only know about Kaweco with this special nib and calling it the V. But then there is that phrase, the modern pens of international quality. And it says manufacturer. So what does it means to have a factory of modern pens? It means they are made here, or they were. They no longer exist. Okay, so I sent an email to Michael Goodberlet from Kaweco, because he has an extensive collection and he has the Kaweco Museum, and I asked him, please give me some information on this, and he gave me kind of an alternate idea about what happened with these pens. So at one time in the 70s or 80s, he told me on his memory to answer right away, so then he will send me some information on a Kaweco catalog or a Molin catalog. Kaweco needed to expand their business, and in that sense they sold machinery to Molin. So they sold one machine to make these pens. Maybe not only this model, I'm not sure, but they sold machines. So Molin made, and so this is true, this is a fábrica, this is a Portuguese factory of international quality. Yes, because it is international machinery in the Portuguese factory that made the pen. So the pen was entirely made here, except, and that makes sense, on the second part of this leaflet, the V-nib. All the pen was made here, except for the nib and the feed, and those were provided by Kaweco. This is a very long explanation, and if you are not real pen people, I think you already hate me so much. If you are, maybe you are as interested in this kind of stuff and kind of globalization and trading and so on. I find this amazing. A Portuguese pen that is actually made with components created or with machinery created by one of my favorite brands of all, which is the Kaweco. So this is very exciting to me. Maybe it's only me, but I'm really excited to do that. And I also was happy because it was one other pen to join this style of slim pen with metal cap that posts deeply with a semi-hooded nib. This is kind of a concept of a pen that I think it's very good, because in my opinion, and I still think that, the Parker 45, I think it is maybe one of the best pens ever made regarding price, quality and usability and all that. So we are reaching the end of this long video, but I'm happy. I'm really happy for making it. I'm just not happy with the autofocusing. I think next time I'll have to put the manual focus. Please stay here. Okay. Please focus on the Hudson. She's so beautiful. Let me put more writing here, and I'll write there on the blank space. So this phone is killing me today. So finally, I usually give you 2 topics to think about. I don't have 2 today. I could imagine a second, but I don't really want to. Let's stay with 1. And so the topic for today, and this is something that I really like to hear your comments or to read your comments. I know I'm more than a year late into replying to them, but I will look at them. I usually read them all, at least. This is a question that I asked a similar kind of way. I asked what you used your pens for, like drawing or whatever, in one of these videos in 2021. But now I want to know what, not talking about drawing or anything, what do you write with your fountain pens? I have to say that I write almost everything. It's sometimes easier to say what I don't write with fountain pens. Usually at work I write almost every time with fountain pens. I have my kind of, let's pretentiously call it literary work, like the play that I'm writing with fountain pens exclusively. Then I will pass them all to a Word file, but I do that with fountain pens. I put down my ideas for photos, for videos. I do the video lineups. I don't really do a script for the videos, but I have a series of ideas that I want to talk about, and I always do them with my fountain pens. Always fountain pens. So I use fountain pens for everything, but I really like to use fountain pens for longer writing. And what to use your fountain pens for? For a groceries list? Or do you like also literature and you write in an artistic way? What do you do? So this is my question for you. I'd like to know your ideas, and please tell me what you thought about this video. Tell me what you thought about the Kaweco. Tell me if you ever came to Portugal during Santos Populares and if you had a sardine inside the bread in the streets outside with lots of smoke, and you get home smoking like grilled fish. Tell me about whatever you like. So I'm very happy to be back to these kind of videos. I have to thank you all for watching. I'm really happy for being here today, and I hope to meet you soon here on the channel to talk to you about these or some other pens. So see you next time. Bye.